Hello, we are Project Group 28. We have done our research on Walmart's management. My name is Joshua Keller. I am a junior and a management information systems major.
My name is Ashley Vendatelli. I'm also a junior and I am an accounting major.
My name is Caden Ellie Saldes. I'm a junior as well, but I'm a marketing major.
My name is Emmett Meilbrecht. I'm studying construction management and also a junior.
My name is Celeste Roque. I'm a junior and I'm also an accounting major.
Let's first begin with a little bit of background about Walmart. Walmart uses a hierarchical organizational structure. They use similar structures for both their store management and their corporate level management. The main difference is the management structure lines are more clearly defined in store level management. And in terms of corporate management, there are still levels and definements. They're just not as strict as in store level management. Walmart's CEO is Doug McMillon. He makes all of the major company decisions while being able to defer to his department heads. Having clearly defined departments in both the store level and corporate level management helps employees focus their efforts to best achieve Walmart's goals of saving their customers money so they can live better. Just as a quick overview of our interviews, we interviewed a total of 5 people. 2 of our interviewees were team leads. One of our interviewees was with an associate who recently stepped down from a team lead. Our 4th interview was with an associate who is wanting to promote to a team lead. And the final interview we did was with an associate who does not want to be promoted to a team lead. Next slide.
So I want to talk about problem number 1, right? So we interviewed 2 managers and we interviewed someone who stepped down from the role of manager. And one common thread we found between all of them was that all 3 expressed concerns of communication channels and the methods. Essentially, there was inconsistent information. Not all of them knew all the information that was being passed around. And if we want to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Everyone needs to feel valued, heard. Everyone needs the same information. That's very important in a company. Failure of that can lead to dissatisfaction. So we're going to be looking to fulfill one of those needs, right? So our solution, we're looking at organizational knowledge management theory, which is implementing different structures to help organize knowledge and organize information among different groups. So we got together and we consulted. So after looking at the interviews, after hearing the complaints and the problems that the managers brought up, we developed a plan that we think is going to help solve this problem. So step 1 of our plan is to encourage information sharing at every level, whether it's top level managers, whether it's managers of different departments, whether it's entry level employees. What we're aiming to do is to create a culture of communication and openness among the entire store. We want people to be sharing information throughout the entire day. That way they're comfortable with each other. That way they become more tight-knit groups, and that way information is passed around. So everyone just feels comfortable with those open lines of communication. That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to use a digital program known as Slack. Slack is really cool because you can have one workspace, and under that workspace, you have a bunch of different channels. We're going to be creating 2 channels. The first one is a channel specifically for managers. Among that channel, it's going to be like an open discussion forum. Throughout the day, as new information kind of bubbles up, whether that's shift changes, stock updates, problems managers are having, all the different managers in the store can share it in that channel, interact with each other, and get all the information and react to it in live time. Channel 2 is going to be used by top level management. So that way we can do a top down communication instead of starting at the bottom and playing telephone. That's going to be managed by either a store manager or a general manager, something of that sort. That channel is going to be used purely as a message board. Stuff about policy, information that all the managers need to use. Top level management is going to use that channel kind of to get the word out to them during the shift throughout the day. That way people can have that effective communication just at the click of a button. So in short, we want to create a culture of openness and communication. Step 1. Step 2 is going to be implementing the digital program Slack, and we think that's going to solve the problem of communication at Walmart.
The second issue we uncovered was a lack of proper or complete training. In our survey, we asked directly, from your viewpoint, what percentage of proper training are new employees given before they're left alone? The average response was 20%. 20%. And this is, as one employee put it perfectly, positional training. That doesn't even include the company's mission, their value, their purpose. This is just training to perform your job. Of course, the responses why there was such little training are the typical excuses. Not enough time. It's more important to have feet on the ground and learn as you go. We are too busy. We don't have the resources to commit to training. As we have learned and maybe experienced firsthand, this will lead to frustration, feeling underappreciated, undervalued, and eventually just demotivated and inevitably creating high employee turnover. Next slide. To remedy this, our group came up with the following recommendations. Number one, make training a priority. Proper training retains employees where in the long term, you're really spending less time in training. Develop a formal onboarding program. Don't just train for the job or position. Train the employees for the job and its higher purpose. And don't be afraid of scrapping your old training materials. They obviously haven't been effective. And then also leave flexibility to change. The work environment is constantly evolving. Leave room to make changes as you go along. Lastly, develop a mentor or buddy program, someone who embodies the company's value that you can reach out to for questions, be heard, help through your journey at Walmart. This can provide the attention a new hire needs to not feel alone and actually valued as an employee. This type of comprehensive training and support falls right into Mayo's management theory, where employees are more productive when they have positive workplace relationships, when they feel they have a purpose and are felt appreciated.
Now, for problem 3, we found that there was a lack of professionalism in the workplace. So there was a clear lack of leadership hierarchy between the shifts and the same management on those shifts. There was little respect between both managers and employees. And in our interviews, it revealed the extensive drama between managers and their employees, which ended up starting by managers. Next. Now, to solve these issues, we would have to use an organizational behavior theory known as the bureaucracy theory. This theory aims to help us understand the concept of authority within an organization, which is exactly what we need to fix hierarchical problems. Within this theory is something called legal authority, a concept we have also learned about in class. Someone's legal authority is their actual position in the organization's hierarchy, and it determines who or what they have the power over. First, we need to hold a meeting with all managers. In this meeting, we will clearly and objectively go over where everyone falls in the hierarchy. This is a subject that could easily lead to ill feelings or competition, so it must be approached delicately. If needed, reminders could be set about a person's technical skills, time at the company, reason for a level of management, and so on. Each manager will also be given a document that clearly outlines their responsibilities, job description, and what departments or jobs they are in charge of. The document will also outline the hierarchy of positions within the company, so all managers have one for reference. After this meeting, we believe that it will be clear among managers where their responsibilities fall and where their level of leadership is. This well-defined hierarchy will increase accountability among managers as well as streamline the communication process. While this will assist with the lack of professionalism and respect issues, we believe that a more intensive training program is necessary. We will develop a 2-day offsite training program for managers where the primary goal is to develop camaraderie and respect for each other. Managers will be taught about the importance of respect within an organization and the benefits of professionalism in the workplace. We believe that while simultaneously teaching the managers these topics and allowing them to get to know each other better, we can develop better relationships between everyone and lead to a more respectful work environment. Between the training program and our clear demarcation of responsibility and the hierarchy, We believe that we can fix the problems the company is experiencing.
All right. So after we've looked at all these issues, I think what we can do in summarizing what's going on at Walmart is just communication and leadership, right? Um, there's many different things that fall into that, whether it be through just proper employee training, upholding company policies, and just an overall kind of conveying of the company's mission, So it's there's different ways, like we discussed, that we can basically help these problems kind of as best they can. I mean, there's different ways you can use leadership styles. You can also do things like management by objectives, where you really clarify its policies and why they're doing what they're doing. Training has always been, I think, one of the biggest issues at every company where they need to just slow down, really explain why, and don't just tell them what they're doing, explain them why they're doing it the way they do it. Walmart's a big company, but it really does start with like the floor managers, the people working on the ground, the supervisors, just being good ethical leaders, like the mentor buddy program that was mentioned. That is like a really great thing. Having a mentor, someone you can communicate with, will really it'll basically establish like not so much like a relationship, but just an overall vibe, of the store, which really makes a huge difference. It's basic human relations theory, social and emotional connection, and just explaining why they're doing what they're doing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we appreciate it very much.